p.m. Roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo.
Present.
Trustee Archuleta's running late. Trustee Mercer.
Present.
Trustee Lopez.
Present.
Thank you. The opening prayer, Trustee Mercer, would you do the prayer, and Trustee Lopez do the pledge, please?
Heavenly Father, we come before you to make decisions for the village. Help us make the right choices. Be good at what we're doing and take this village forward. Watch over the veterans and the homeless. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
I would like to ask for a change on letter B, for action discussion under A or 8, move E to number 9.
Okay.
Number 9 is executive, so can we move to number 10? Pardon? Number 9 is executive, so can we move to number 10?
Yes. Okay. So move to number 10. Okay.
The only thing that I saw was, we still have Ellen Baca's name on the ordinances.
I changed it in the originals.
Did you? Okay, okay.
Okay, with moving letter E to number 10. Any other changes? If not, I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the one change.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo, second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Thank you. Public comments. Do we have anybody? Thank you.
Am I okay? Good evening. I'm kind of short back here, but it's nice to be here with you all this evening. What I wanted to just kind of give you a quick little piece of information regarding the Rugged West rally that we had. I wanted to let you know that we did plan a poker run stop in the Village of Milan over at John Brooks, and we got a lot of compliments on how they were treated as they went through. We had visitors here from Farmington, Socorro, I might not get it all right, but Rio Rancho, and also some visitors that were staying in the hotels from New York came down and spent some weekend time with us as well. So we got a lot of really nice compliments about the area, and we're hoping to do even more things next year. It was a success. We actually did make some money on this event. It was great. A lot of people had a lot of fun, and we're working to improve on it. This was our first year. And so as a part of that, we're hoping to invite a representative from the Village of Milan to sit on one of our committees. And so I'll be reaching out for that as the year moves on, because we're really wanting to involve everybody. We also are branding it to be a Rugged West outdoor adventure rally, not just specific to side-by-sides, but anything and everything we can dream of that can be outdoor adventure. And so as a part of that, I have a thank you for all you all. I did get some sizes. So I have some t-shirts I have for the fire department. I have for, let's see, the police department, which I don't see the chief here. So if you don't mind getting that from somebody here. Okay, and then I have for the trustees. Would you like me to leave them over here and you pick?
Yes, please.
Okay, very good. And again, I just want to thank you. I want to let you know that we're very committed to working with all of the governing bodies in our area to make things better and to make sure that we start seeing visitors to our area. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Good evening, Mayor Gonzalez, trustees, staff, and guests. Eileen Yarborough with Cibola Communities Economic Development Foundation. Just wanted to give you a quick update on July, August, and September, our first quarter. I can't believe we're already almost to the end of the year. But we had an intern this summer from NMSU who was with us for 8 weeks, and he provided us a target sector analysis for the Cibola Industrial Park and also did some work on revenue generation for the Grants Milan Airport, and then also was identifying customers, clients that could locate in the Milan Industrial Park according to the assets there. So that was great because we got 3 studies out of him for about $5,000, and so he's earning his doctorates, but has been doing this kind of work, and so we were really happy to have that. In August, we met with Transatlantic Business Investment Council. They are an organization that works directly in foreign direct investment, trying to get companies from Europe to come locate here, manufacturing companies. And so CCEDF was awarded a $20,000 grant from the New Mexico Economic Development Department to become an FDI certified community, and that is specifically for the Milan Industrial Park and the surrounding communities. So we're really excited about getting that on the map. They have a lot of resources for us, and every client that they encounter, when you have this certification, they market your community for you. So that's a great opportunity there, and we plan to have that completed by March of next year. And then in September, I attended a state economic development and a national economic development conference. It had been quite a while since I had attended any professional development things, and so that was good. And then also we're working to wrap up the Burlington Northern Santa Fe site certification for the Milan Industrial Park. We've been working with Wilson and Company on that for couple of years now, and so it's a heavy lift, but we're really excited because, again, it's one of those opportunities where with our assets there at the Milan Industrial Park, they help us attract anchor tenants and other tenants to that park. So we are excited about moving those things forward, and we plan to go to fund it again to see about getting getting more design and money for the at-grade crossing and other things in the park. So just wanted to give you an update. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you. Anybody else? If not, we continue to approval of minutes, Board of Trustees regular meeting, September 15th, 2022. Any questions?
I make a motion to approve the Board of Trustees regular meeting of September the 15th of 2022.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbulo, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbulo,
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Action discussion items. Acceptance of municipal court cash journal for September 2022. Are there any questions on that? If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the court cash journal for September of 2022.
And I'll second the motion.
Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbulo. Trustee Mercer,
Yes.
Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbulo.
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of finance report.
Mayor, trustees, I have a PowerPoint for you guys tonight because it is quarterly. I do those every quarter for you guys. So the finance report is for September of 2022. As you can see, our pulled cash reports are in balance. Everything's looking good. Pulled cash is amazing. I know I keep saying that, but it saves us hundreds of man hours every month, so it's really nice. Our GRTs were up again this month. We received 303,174.41 cents. In the ITG, we only received $11.23. And then the CMP was up to 5,717.38. So our GRTs are continually climbing. So as far as payments and our check certification for this month, we made 226 payables with a total of 116 payments. We paid $559,459.53 in bills. We had 110 regular checks, 5 voided checks, and 1 bank draft. And the bank draft is always our GRTs, just for your information. I will be doing end of first quarter report directly after the finance report, but are there any questions on the finance report?
Any questions?
No.
I have a question. Sure. On your Olson Land and Water Law LLC, where did that get expensed to?
You get expenses to the attorney's fees.
Is that the 12,000 that was under the, but it was like 14,000 altogether.
So all of it is expensed into the GRTs or into the. Let me make sure I give you the right information. So all of them are into attorney's fees. Are you talking about the end of quarter was only 12,000?
It was for the period activity. It was the period activity under the 101-0100.
Uh-huh.
Attorney fees was 12,044.49. Is that part of that fee or?
So if it didn't post before we did the quarterly, that's why it's showing separately. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So it hasn't been
Yeah.
posted.
It hadn't posted in the quarter report.
Oh, okay. But it's do you know where it came where that money came from? Did it come out of the 101
It
or
all
100?
comes out of attorney's fees.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
And that's also the attorney that we have at our meetings too, right?
No, so that the Olson is our land and water one.
Yes.
And
yes.
then the other one is the New Mexico government
Okay.
law.
Okay. And that comes out of the 101 or 100.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. I had another question.
Sure.
That other contractual services for 64,000, that was expensed to the 101 or 100. Do you know what that was for?
Don't know off the top of my head. I can.
Okay.
Oh, we can look it up right here.
Give it a minute to load.
And it's. Oh, so I do know what 60,000 of it is. 60,000 of it is for the insurance on the swimming pool. It was the swimming pool. The insurance company was unable to pay the contractor quickly because they're waiting for checks to come in together. So we paid that contractor so that our contractor wasn't waiting for payment, and then insurance is going to reimburse us for that 60,000.
Oh.
Okay, so it's on there on your certification, the 60,150.05. That was the insurance part of that.
Okay.
Okay.
And that didn't get expensed to the pool, right?
No.
Okay.
And the insurance will be paying us back for that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There'll be a
it'll be
reimbursement.
reimbursed too.
Okay, and then I just had I think one more question.
Okay. I like questions. That means you're paying attention.
Well, I wouldn't say that much. Kind of. Oh, where is it? Oh, yes. Okay, under your American Recovery Plan, you guys had a COVID leave reimbursement.
Uh-huh.
Do you recall what that was for?
So when people take leave because they've been exposed to COVID or they have COVID and they're not on sick leave, they have no sick leave, we can use that funding, that's ARPA funding, to pay for their leave so they're not going with no pay.
Okay. Okay,
That's
thanks.
what that's for.
Okay. And then I just have one more question.
Sure.
On your correction fund, your fire protection fund, and your municipal street fund, those are all in the negatives. How is that going to work?
And the negative is where?
On your group summary on page 15, well, I don't know what page it is. What page? See if I can find it.
Because none of our funds are in the negative.
Well, for the period activity for the correction fund, the revenue, well, it shows your revenue and your expense, and the expense was more than the.
Oh, I know what you're looking at. Yes, so the expense is higher than the revenue. Some revenues haven't come in yet. Some
Okay.
revenues, especially for fire, is a good example, especially because they have that big remodel going
Yeah,
on. So
okay.
they only got half their disbursement, and then their project is costing, as it goes. And
Yeah.
we pay that out. That gets reimbursed to us. So sometimes that shows, but none of our funds are in the negative because we have big cash balances to balance that out.
Okay.
None of our funds are in negative, and none of them are over budgeted.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I think that's it. You're probably gonna say good.
That was a good question, by the way.
Questions, Ms. Marble?
No.
Okay, if not, I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial report for September.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Mercer, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumbault.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-040, Quarter 1 Financial Report, FY23.
So this is just the second part. We'll go through it like we normally do on the quarter. So I like to show you the LGBMS recap. And then we'll go through and do our double checks so that you can look at them and make sure that everything matches. So the LGBMS recap. How do you go back, Mike? Oh, I see. Okay. So this is our quarterly report that we're going to be submitting for quarter 1, showing that our adjusted balance at the end of the quarter is $9,160,024. So on the bottom of your fund summary, what we do is we subtract the revenue, or take the revenues and subtract the expenditures to come up with $3,844,963.99, which matches what's on our fund summary report. So everything matches there. And then we look at our adjustments. So adjustments always happen. The small adjustments, the 4 cents, 80 cents, those kinds of things, what those are is LGBMS rounding. And the more items that are in a fund, the more it rounds. And it's a little tedious, but we can figure them out by adding how many funds. So anyways, I just wanted to show these are the adjustments. Most of them are just the LGBMS rounding ones. We did have a change in assets in the fire protection building remodel, so that was an adjustment for a negative 3,000, which is just the crossing between paying it out and reserving reimbursements. That's how that works. Sometimes it crosses over that quarter line and there's nothing we can do about it. Our debt service is another one. NMFA operates about a month behind where we do, so sometimes those are the ones that change in assets, asset-wise. Joint utility funds, going through the insurance reimbursements and all of those things that we just did, and then we did the fencing. So that's some of the asset changes there in joint utility. Anyways, our total adjustment schedule was for a negative $46,966.49, which matches our LGBMS report. And And then another double check for us is to make sure that our balances on our pooled cash report match our balances on our quarterly report. So I just put a little here so you can see, you compare your LGBMS report to your pooled cash report, and all of the numbers line up exactly the same. Investments. Investments are changing a lot right now because we're paying off 2 of the fire loans. We paid off one of the land water right debt service loan that got paid off. So our investments are changing. Once they're all off of a loan status of investments, they'll go off of this investment chart because it'll be actual investments on our asset list instead of investments in NMFA. And then our final submission to LGBMS, everything matched. Our totals are all in line with what they should be. And we did well for our first quarter. As you can see, our revenues were well above our expenditures. So we're doing a great job. You guys have any questions? Would it help you guys if I print the PowerPoints for you? Yeah. I can do that at quarters, print the PowerPoint so it's easier to follow through. Okay,
Okay.
I can do that.
Any questions? No? If not, I need a motion, please.
I make a motion to accept resolution 2022-040.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumbelow.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. A discussion of first quarter financial Chamber of Commerce, Council of Governments, Recycle Cibola, Transit, Economic Development.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the board, we actually established a committee between the county, the city, and the village to review these reports. And we've set some guidelines for these reports. For example, the agencies must report by the 15th of the close of quarter. So, close of quarter, for example, was September 30th. So they were required to report by the 15th of October. Out of 11 agencies that were funded for support by the 3 governing bodies, 7 submitted reports. 1 agency submitted a report late. Agencies were required to participate in a training. Some did, some did not. Josh Gutierrez from the Cibola County Planning and Development Department is reaching out to those that were unable to attend to see if there was an issue or if he could assist them with those reports. And the committee met yesterday, and I believe the day, Tuesday, I think it was. And they scored each of these reports. Chamber of Commerce was awarded $15,000 by the village. They submitted their report on time. They showed the deliverables to the village, which was the 10th, which were the advertisements for the pool. They invoiced us for $386.09, showed proof of that purchase. Their reports were very good and contained everything we requested. They requested the actuals, but we are at this time asking for direction to pay them, and the direction we need as well would be, do we pay for the actuals or a quarterly amount? So if you can provide us guidance for each one of these, we can go by each one, because each is different.
It was in the little packet that I.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see this.
Do you have a copy of those
So-
little things
Yeah.
that they made?
I gave it to you. It looks.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
the 10 card?
Of the tin cards?
Oh, no, I
it's in
don't
your
have a
agenda.
copy right now, but there was, is there a picture in there of one?
Oh,
Yes.
I see. Okay, I did see that picture.
So
And
that's what we need.
They're being scattered all over Grants and Milan.
Okay, what you, what,
Okay, we would like direction as to whether you would direct us to pay them or not. And if you direct us to pay them, we would appreciate knowing whether you would prefer the actuals or whether you would prefer a quarterly payment.
For whatever expenses occur in that quarter. that you-
Correct.
So we can do it two ways. We can break it down into 4 quarters and just pay them a set amount every quarter as long as they meet the reporting requirements. Or we can pay actuals so that they can build up to where they need that money for, say, something bigger. At the end of the 3rd quarter, they decide that, or they have it all together and they have a big plan and we can pay on that actual. It's totally up to you guys.
Which is more beneficial for us.
For us,
The actual kind of sounds that way to me.
I think, I agree. I think the actual.
I think so too.
Okay, are you giving us direction to go ahead with payment to that entity?
Do we need to make a motion or do we just
no,
say yes?
just.
I think,
Yeah, it's just direction.
yeah,
Okay. Then,
as long as they provide the reports on time, you know, I think it's, we all agree that it would be the actual,
actuals.
as long as the reports are on time.
Okay, the next one was that was on the list was the Council of Governments. And we're contracted with them to pay them $13,838 per year. And I believe they gave us a report that showed that there was a very large return at the end of, or before the end of the fiscal year. They keep us informed. They provide us detailed reports. They show us proof of the deliverables. They work closely with village staff. They bill us yearly, so this is a little bit different than the prior one.
Mhm.
So they bill us yearly one payment. And I will be meeting with them next week, I believe, if we can get that firmed out. So what we are requesting for that is that you would consider directing us to pay the yearly fee for that one.
I think so.
Yes.
I agree. I think we should.
Okay.
I agree.
I do too.
Okay, the next entity was Recycle Cibola. You had awarded them $1,500. They did not submit a quarterly report. However, Josh is going to reach out to them because they were unable to come to the trainings. And he'll reach out to them and see if and what kind of assistance they need. So there is no direction for that one at this time.
Okay.
Transit was the next one on your list. And you awarded them $7,474.82 quarterly. Reports were submitted in a timely fashion, and the deliverables, like always, she does a very good job of reporting. Her reports actually list what areas that are being served and how many riders from those areas. So we are requesting at this time that you would provide direction to make that quarterly payment.
I think we should.
Yes.
Agree?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, the next entity is the Economic Development, the Cibola County Economic Development Foundation. And they submitted a late report. Their requested expendables were payroll, benefits, and operating, which is some of the things that you all discussed at the award. They did not submit copies of the advertisements. There were missing receipts, missing documentation and proofs of conferences and meetings attended. No receipts showing amounts of just under $6,000 shown on the credit card. They gave $100,000 to Main Street, and no justification for doing that was shown. Several line items are over budget, and this is just the third month of the fiscal year. Also, we did not see activities that benefited Milan. So we are requesting direction as to pay or not to pay on this particular one. Also, they did not, if you will look at their scope of work, they did not, and did you copy that? Okay, it's in the packet. So you will have their scope of work. So their scope of work, these expenditures did not follow.
Comments.
So-
My personal, go
So
ahead.
the Economic Development, they use the funds to pay rent, water, broadband, health insurance, IRA company contributions, and online payroll service, and I didn't see any receipts or anything.
Yeah, the receipts aren't, I'm not gonna give you them all because the packets are huge.
Oh, okay.
So-
There was just a,
But we did go through them all and make sure that those were, that's part of the review.
And you had awarded them $15,000. I think I missed that part.
Anybody else? Okay, I think my thinking is that we all paperwork should be submitted before payment is made. So if all the paperwork is not submitted, maybe we need to wait for them to submit their paperwork.
Okay. And on this one, as in one of the prior ones, we would request direction as to actual or quarterly payments, breaking the amount
Yeah.
into quarterly or actual.
I would say actual.
I would say actual.
Okay.
Okay, actual.
And that's only upon approval of our direction to pay on this one
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Okay, and Lava Soil and Water, you had awarded them $15,000, and they did not submit a report. They are still on the state's at-risk list. Josh, with this one again, is reaching out to them. And we do not need direction at this time because they are not eligible.
Okay.
The last one is we added the swimming pool because we had gone to the county to request award of $50,000 for assistance in paying the utilities on the pool. So we submitted our reports on time, and we are requesting the county to provide financial payment However, we have not discussed whether it would be actual or whether it would be quarterly. And they will not meet until next Thursday.
Okay,
And thank you for your direction.
okay. But now we go to the presentation, decision, waste management.
Was somebody going to introduce it, or you want me to just
Yes,
take it off?
members of the board, Mr. Mayor, we were contacted by Waste Management sometime back in regard to an increase because fuel had drastically risen. So we talked to them and we asked that we could look at it at a later date, which that finally got here. And we've asked Waste Management to come and basically explain the situation to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, good evening, Mr. Mayor, Madam Mayor Pro Tem, and trustees. It's good to see you this evening. Thank you for allowing me to come before you. So I just want you to know up front that Waste Management is very privileged to service the solid waste needs of the Lawn community. And we feel that it's a good partnership, and we thank you for choosing Waste Management to partner with. So in August, I presented the village with a letter outlining some of the contractual annual adjustments that, that contractually we would be obligated to present. And pursuant to Article 5, Section 2A, that was the annual CPI adjustment, which came out to a 3.6. And that's not really what we're talking about here, but at the same time that I presented that, I also presented a request to the board to consider an increase in the fuel adjustment. Obviously, we're all in that same boat, and we all know what's going on. At the time, that fuel adjustment was about, I think it was like 35 cents per home was what we were actually requesting. And at that point, Administrator Cook asked if we could maybe take a look at it, because it looked like the fuel costs were coming down somewhat and that we were going to get a little bit of relief. And so I certainly agreed to that. It's in the best interest of the village, and we would have no problem doing that. So we had suggested that we look at that we revisit it in October. And so we came back in October, and that's kind of where we're at here. What happened to the rates in August, which was actually a July indicator of the 52-week look back of fuel costs, it went from $3.64 to $5.39, which was an adjustment of approximately, let me explain, your rates, there's a certain portion of your rates that cover the cost of fuel. And so we're only talking about that portion of the rates that, and we were looking at maybe a 2.62% increase, something like that, which was about 35 cents per home. In October, when we revisited, fuel had come down somewhat. Now we're heading back up, so it's probably time that we take a look at what we're doing in terms of the fuel, because it is headed back the other direction. But in October, the fuel cost, which would have been for the September 52-week look back, the rates went from $3.64 the previous 52-week to $4.87. So it was actually a decrease from the July numbers. So it came in at 1.85% increase, which equates to 25 cents per home. And due to these unforeseen and extraordinary market conditions, I think that we all find ourselves in, we're respectfully requesting that extraordinary fuel increase pursuant to Article 5, Section 2, subsection C. which is petition for unusual or extraordinary cost. So basically what that would equate to is a 25-cent increase to cover the cost of fuel. And I will stand for questions.
That 25 cents, is that only for the village of Milan or is it for all your, I don't know, whatever you pick up?
It's the fuel that we use in this community. So it's specific to the village of Milan. We'll be doing a very similar presentation to cover the cost of the fuel portion of the rates in grants at a later date. We haven't done that yet. Typically, we like to come before the communities on their anniversary date, on or near their anniversary date. And of course, your anniversary date was September 1, so we had agreed to push past that date, and so that's why we're here at this point.
Any other questions? Okay, so we need a motion to approve a 25-cent increase. If you approve it, it'll be a 25-cent increase.
That'd be 25 cents across the board. It won't be percentage of the, it's
Well,
25 cents.
the percentage of, excuse me,
I went ahead and did waste management garbage rates, showing the rates that we've changed this year. July 1st, we did a disposal increase for them. Oh, you want to hand them up? Which was 23 cents per cart. Plus, in our ordinance, it's 5% for the village.
Okay.
So I showed on there 1 unit plus our taxes,
Thank you.
which what our total is. This will show the 3 increases for 2022.
And for the 5% is the fee that the village charges for doing the paperwork and contact and all that stuff.
Mr. Mayor, if I may elaborate on that. So that is a pass-through cost, that it's a disposal cost. The Northwest New Mexico Regional Solid Waste Authority did an increase. Everybody got that increase, and that was just we were just passing that on from them.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? Okay, if not, do I hear a motion to approve? If not, it's gonna die for a lack of motion. What?
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, if it does die for lack of motion, it could cause us a problem because we do have a contract.
Okay. Is anybody gonna make a motion?
I will. I will make a motion to approve the 25-cent increase.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. We appreciate that, and we never like to come before, any governing body requesting increases.
That's why.
That's what it is.
That's why everybody hesitated because we
I
gotta ask her.
understand it. I was actually on the city council in Farmington for 3 terms.
Yeah.
So I know how tough it is sitting on that side when you're talking about making the motion for an increase. So I totally
Yeah.
get it. Thank you,
See,
Steve.
we're the ones that have to answer to the public.
And you haven't,
Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, next we go to task order from Wilson and Company for Stanley Lift Station.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, We have, our Stanley lift station, as you know, is not in good condition. We're going to have to do something, to fix it. So, Denise has reached out to Wilson to ask them to do a quote for a task order for, the design on that. And Miss Denise, oh, he is.
We have Mark Nancy here with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Trustees. I'm Mark Nancy with Wilson and Company, Project Manager for Water and Wastewater. I do have Jenna Slape here also with us today. Our understanding Stanley Lift Station is in dire need. It was identified under the PER that we did last year as one of the 3 lift stations that need replacements. This proposal will replace it. The Stanley Lift Station is down there by the ball fields and near Berry Hills. There was also another PER done a few years ago for the Berry Hills that said the Stanley Lift Station was too high to be able to tie in. So in this proposal, we have a little bit in there for some value engineering to be able to look at those for the city instead of having to build another lift station for Berry Hills in the future. If we replace this, we might be able to put it just a little bit lower, and that way when that funding comes, it would be a lot less to be able to and reduce your operation and maintenance. So that's the proposal. I know it's in a hurry, and we try to plan to get it a final design within 2 months or earlier. Is that
So
what
the
you needed?
proposal that we're presenting tonight is, what this will do, this will get us a design in hand by the end of February. And, that way we can go out to bid and get something built as soon as possible. We were told that lift station right now, Joray told us it's running on 1 motor and it's making some noise. So we need to hurry this up.
And the lift station is 45 years old. It
Yeah.
is unfortunately a design that has a dry pit that's 21 feet down that nobody can really get down to it without any special equipment and confined space. So, you know, your operators, and it costs money for that to happen every time. And, you know, it puts your operators at risk. So the value engineering will look at different cost options for different types of lift stations to help the long-term success of the operation and maintenance on them.
And
Okay.
it is my understanding that this is the station that went down and we had to have it repaired last year.
And when they made those repairs, they did tell us that that's it. That we
Yeah.
can only do so
Uh,
much.
I think we've had discussions, and my own personal thing is we need to get on this ASAP.
So what
Good.
we're asking for tonight is an approval for $57,640 for Wilson and Company. And will
Okay.
you tell them what that includes?
That will include the surveying, the geotech to make sure that we have the right foundation, and if there's any groundwater in the area, we design that lift station so it doesn't pull out of the ground when it's empty. It will include a little bit of value engineering to work with your utility department to see what is the best solution. And that report will give you a few different options, what they think they would like, plus different options if it's concrete lift station or fiberglass, and we'll give you a few pros and cons and some budgeted costs for those.
Okay, Ms. Hazel,
And it will get you the final design all the way through the bidding services at that point in time.
Okay.
And if you would like to have us do some construction administration, we could talk about that, but it shouldn't be that much.
okay. What was the amount? 57 for what?
57,640.
$57,640.
Okay. Okay,
And
Thank
that
you.
does not include GRTs.
And,
And it's coming from where?
Yeah, where they gonna
Where
get
have we
we're
given it?
going to use some of the ARPA funding for that because it is wastewater infrastructure and it will,
And it does.
it does affect the public.
okay.
So in this project, there will be progress meetings. So I would need two of you to sit in on those progress meetings if you approve this project.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I need a motion to approve for 57,640.
I make a motion to approve for the Wilson and Company to do the Stanley lift station proposal.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer,
Yes.
Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-044, authorizing application for I-40 planning funds, $1,500,000.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, there has been some funds that were identified through the COG to do the I-40 corridor. And this is one of those that we are applying for. We're looking at this resolution as it's like a letter of intent, but it's a resolution of intent so that we can submit for the funds.
Okay.
And that amount that we are actually looking for is $1,500,000 and no match.
So this, these planning funds, does it keep us from anything else with the COG, or is this?
No, this is
They
a
will
special
just-
pot of funding.
Oh, okay.
And it's been, like I said, it's been identified just for the I-40 corridor.
Anybody else? If not, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-044.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Trustee Mercer, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2022-043, authorizing application for I-40 planning funds for $3,500,000.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this is also the I-40 corridor funds. This will be for the New Mexico 122 and the railroad line. This is one of the items that has been on our industrial park, one of the roads that would connect the industrial park. So we are asking for your approval to submit this resolution of intent for these funds.
So this interchange is in the county, right?
It is. It's out there, from what I understand, it's out there by where the road crosses the railroad.
By the sawmill?
By Casa Santa.
Is it by the sawmill?
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Wasn't sure which
Yeah.
one it's for out there, I think.
Okay.
So we're also looking at the possibility of the State Department of Transportation assisting with the actual construction.
Any other questions? If not, do I hear a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve resolution 2022-043.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez,
Yes.
Trustee Mercer,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, resolution 2022-042, authorizing execution and delivery of water project fund loan grant, $2,900,000.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this is the paperwork that we need to execute in order to get the trust water money, which will encompass both the loan and the grant. Ms. Denise, do you want to continue with that?
So this is the water system project. So this will be the well rehabilitation. One of the wells needs to be deepened. This will also help with the SCADA system, which is the program that the guys use for the chemicals in the water. It'll alert them if there's issues. This is a 2.9 million that'll be used throughout the water system.
Does that include the water tank or not?
Yes. So if you remember the PER that you guys approved back in, I want to say November, December of last year for the water system, this covers phase 1 of that.
Okay. Any other questions? No? If no questions, I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2022-0442.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of loan grant agreement, WPF 5677.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this is the second part of this water trust board fund grant loan. Ms. Denise, you want to?
So this is authorizing the execution, or this is the loan grant agreement that you just authorized. So this is part 2 of the water system, same project. This is the agreement.
This is the agreement for the one we just approved.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? No? Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2022-042.
Approve loan grant agreement, WPF 5677.
And I'll second the motion.
Okay. Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Resolution 2022-041, authorizing execution and delivery of water project fund loan grant for $2,500,000.
This one here is for the Sand Street concrete box culvert. So as you all know, we're doing the construction on Airport Road. I'm sorry, it's Sand Street, Airport Road.
I was like, no, I just made
Already
that
did
one up.
that one. So this will be phase 2 of Airport Road. It is basically bridge replacement. It's 2.5. I believe there is a. Got it, and then I start typing, I'll lose it. This is a loan splash grant.
And this as well is a two-part.
Oh, okay.
So L and M are connected.
So the loan amount is 250,000. The rest is grant.
And we already have this money allocated.
Okay, that'll include past the bridge and up to the fire department and kind
This
of
is just the bridge.
just the
So
bridge.
this is just the concrete structure that the bridge sits on and where the water will flow.
Okay. Any other questions? Need a motion to approve, please.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2022-041.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, a second by Trustee Lopez. Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yeah.
Thank you. Approval of loan grant agreement WPF dash 5676.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, this is the second part of this, the one you just approved, the resolution you just approved. This is the agreement though.
Okay.
So we're requesting that you approve that as well.
Okay.
So I make a motion to approve the loan grant agreement, WPF 5-5676.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Approval of employee holiday calendar.
I'm not asking for approval at this time. What I'm asking for is direction. I am wanting to know if you guys want to keep the same holidays, if there's any additions or deletions. So we currently have New Year's Day, Martin Luther King, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day. Juneteenth was a new one this year. Independence Day, Labor Day. Help me with this word. Indigenous Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving. We do 2 days, Thursday and Friday. We do a Christmas Day and a Christmas Eve. And then also the employee is given a birthday holiday each year. Do you
Personal
see
holiday.
anything that we're allowed to, that we want to add or take off?
I don't. I think that was good.
So I'll go ahead and draft the calendar presented in the November.
Okay. We don't need to approve that one now. Okay, ordinance, next we go to ordinance, and we're gonna do all of them, at the same time. I think we all read all of them completely. Ordinance 276, 277, 278, 279, 280, 281, 282, and 283, amending the dedication of the Village of Milan local option GRT to allow unrestricted use of the rescind use from the tax.
So this is the second time you guys are doing this. The first time we had some conflict, when we were working on these water trust board, agreements, we noticed that we advertised for the meeting and then the meeting was canceled, so we did it at the next meeting. Just to have all of our ducks in a row, basically. They want to make sure that we advertise for the meeting that we're adopting it at. To make sure that there's no legal issues later on. So we're just asking for you to re-adopt these ordinances.
And this is the one that you corrected the signature.
This is the GRT tax that we,
No, I meant, this is the one that you changed the names on the same.
oh yes, the original was corrected. So when we did approve them, it was prior to election.
Okay. So, need an approval?
Yes, if no more questions, I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve resolution or ordinance 276, 277, 278, 279, 280, 281, 282, and 283.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble, second by Trustee Mercer. Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. Now we're going to go into executive session pursuant to section 10-15-1, H8. The following matters may be discussed in closed session. I need a motion to go into closed session, executive session.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll second it.
Motion by Trustee Lopez, second by Trustee Mercer. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble.
Yes.
Trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Mercer.
Yes.
We will now go into executive session. Okay, reconvene the meeting. Motion regarding matters discussed in executive session limited to those specified in motion for closure, and that no final action was taken as per New Mexico statutes, section 10-15-1 H8.
I move to reconvene into open meeting. No issue, no decisions were made during the closed session pursuant to 10-15-1 H8.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Chuleta, second by trustee Lopez. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes.
trustee Mercer,
Yes.
trustee Lopez, trustee Chuleta.
Yes.
Thank you. There was no decision regarding real property. Do we have to make a motion on that one too?
Let's see.
So she moved, item 8E into number 10.
Except for it looks like item B is also the same
Yeah.
Yeah.
item.
Do we need a
So B
motion?
is the same?
We need a motion for that one?
In any
Okay,
event that you have any
Yeah.
action that you need to take, you would need to make a motion to make it action.
okay.
If there is no action, then you don't need to worry about doing anything.
Oh, we don't have to worry about it? Okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
If there is no action, we just move on.
Okay.
all right. Updates, village manager.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, members of the board, at this time, I would like to introduce our Parks and Recreation person. Get up here. This is Leanne Clifton, and this is trustee Mercer, trustee Archuleta, and I think you know Miss Mayor Pro Tem Vivian.
First name.
Well,
And it,
Vivian's easier to say.
It
than
is.
me.
It is.
and
Like
then,
that, she's a good gal. And the mayor, Felix, Mr. Gonzalez, and trustee Roseanne Lopez.
pleased to meet you and welcome to the family. We call ourselves a family.
This is a girl that has been very busy trying to find ways to bring money into the pool and the parks. So, Chris, if you have a complaint about your trees, talk to her.
I'll have to sit and visit with you one day.
So,
What's
Okay.
the bark tree that's messing you out? The bark trees. Now you got red ball now.
I'm going to.
okay, the water settlement that we've been working so hard for is going before Congress on November the 16th, or that's the scheduled time right now. They may change it. Our mechanic resigned on Monday, the 17th. We've opened that position in-house, and as of Wednesday, the 26th, it will go public. We'll look at our applications. We will consider those in-house applications prior to any that come from outside. We installed a new chain link fence, and it's beautiful, guys. It's nice, thick, it stands up straight. It's taller than the old one. It really improves the look of the property. It also has an additional drive-through gate, which gives them 3 entrances instead of the 2 that they had. But now they're all 3 accessible. IT installed cameras in the utility office, in the yard at utilities, and in the mechanic shop. They also installed cameras at the pool, at Transit, it's also recreation, not just transit, and here at the Village Hall. Mike and Robert, our IT people, have installed wiring for the internet at the fire department. Remodeled, they saved about $15,000 on that install for us. They're also going to install the wiring in the future Village Hall. We estimated a savings of upward of $30,000 on that. We hired 2 additional part-time lifeguard aides for the pool, and we'll be looking into getting them certified as lifeguards in an effort to try to keep the pool open more. Well, the pool has been closed from time to time, but it's been because of the lack of lifeguards. Lewis, who is our building maintenance person, is doing a great job. He's saved the village several $1,000s already, and I don't think he's been working but 3 weeks. He repaired the roof on the police department. He's hooked up vents in the future village hall. He keeps himself very busy. If he doesn't have something, he looks for something. He's been a true asset to the village. And of course, you met Leanne. She's doing a good job. She's bringing a fresh and new ideas to her departments. And she has 3 very demanding, I think it's just 3, maybe 4, very demanding departments. These are just some of the people that work at the village, but in truth, each employee at the village is a asset. We are very lucky to have people who work hard and are proud of the work they do. Even though they are not named, they are truly unsung heroes. Each employee sets up and does a job that is beyond the job description that they actually have, and they get very little credit for it. So at this time, I want to say thank you to our unsung heroes. The new animal control person will start work on October 24th. The pool roof contractor is getting submittals ready, and once they have approved materials, we'll order. We estimate about 91 to 110 days before that project is complete. Denise has done a great job staying on top of these contractors, and it's not, I guarantee you, it's not been an easy job.
Oh, no.
We need to purchase portable heaters to ensure that we don't have pipes freeze again during the construction phase of the roof between the 2. Construction for the future village hall should begin again next week. In fact, I've been told that he's already started demolition. The contractor had placed protection on the carpets, which we've had cleaned, and the floors polished in the meeting room, and they look great. I think there's one spot that needs buffed out is all. Construction on Airport Road is going well. They will be laying some new water lines due to conflicts with the construction sites. And Denise will bring you up on that in a little bit. We will also look into the possibility of maybe installing lighting along that road. Permits have been acquired for construction on the concession, storage, and restroom buildings at the soccer field improvement project. Supplies will be arriving shortly. We're waiting on the permit for the access road to Route 66 at the soccer field to be approved. We've been told they will try to push that through. The pumpkin patch will be at Kearns Field on Saturday, October 22nd at 10. And all employees all employees from all departments within the village will be working at this event to make it a success. The water department, and you can read that information at your leisure to the fullest, have been very busy this month in repairing water, sewer lines. They've also had to backfill holes on paved roads and checked for leaking hydrant meters, and have done routine maintenance on wells, streets, placed the flags in the median. They have cut weeds on mowed on several of the roads. They clean culverts and ditches and patched potholes. Parks has been taking care of the mediums. They've been cleaning those as well as their regular park jobs. We have shut off most of the water to the parks for the winter to keep that from freezing. The swimming pool and recreation, the pool had pool parties on September, and these reports are for September. September 3rd, 10th, and the 17th, the pool is running well. There was 706 people that paid during the month to come and swim. There were 420 people who had passes that came to swim. $1,209 was brought in to the pool in September. $90 was brought into recreation in September. The recreation department will be having a fall bazaar on November 5th. And basketball registration was opened up on October 3rd. With that, I stand for questions.
Any questions?
No.
That was a good report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees. You've got my report. Calls are still averaging 82 calls for the month of September. I'm not gonna go through all of them. Tonight, I just want to discuss some more on the construction at the fire station. It's moving along really well. It's turning out beautiful. Done a tremendous job. They're expecting phase one to be completed around the second week of November now. Got pushed out a couple weeks prior because of our
Schedule.
the abatement killed us too. Took some of that, and then I had some changes done. But I did get a cost proposal from Facility Build on phase two, and that one came out to $477,589.91. I do have some carryover money to help complete phase one, and it looks like I will have some to help out with phase two. The grant that I went for with State Fire Marshal Council, they went into session last week, I believe. I should be hearing whether or not I get that award. I don't know. I went after the 400,000. Phase two is going to happen. I hope with your approval. Getting exciting. Right now, what we're doing at the station is we're going to have our HVAC serviced. Now with the construction, we're finding a few items that are bad on two of the HVACs, the original units that were there on the rooftop. So they work great all summer long with air conditioning. Now that we're going to require heating, they're not firing it. So I already got with Denise on that. Next week, probably. Our RMP that we had with forestry, we ended up getting reimbursed for the Cerro Bandera fire. $2,600, something like that, maybe.
I think there's, yeah, 26 or 28. I
$2,600
can't
or
remember.
$2,800, we got reimbursed for that. I sent one of our tenders down to help with that fire, water support. So which is great. You guys, you're trained to do that, and you're trained and showing that, we're out there helping. And it's really good. I forgot to ask permission. The state of New Mexico, there was a division on institution vocation or something. I can't remember the exact name of it. Contacted me, and I was putting together a recruitment and retention program to recruit firefighters. And they got word of it from the state fire marshal, and they came to me and asked if we would mentor an on-the-job training guy. The 19-year-old kid, out of high school, and they're gonna pay for him to come and train with me at my fire station, and I can mentorship him. I did it for 4 months, and they're gonna pay him monthly to come help out. And I'll give him some basic training, do some mentorship. Any training that requires type of payment, they're gonna cover the cost. So I'll have him for 4 months after himself. It's just during the day. He's not gonna be required to prevent the light burns or anything because they pay his insurance. Well,
That's amazing.
I did send you the email late this evening for the agreement, so we can have it tomorrow. He does start on Monday. Other than that, I really don't got anything else. Thank you, Michael and Robert, for helping me out with our building and getting the internet cable in and terminated. Once we get everything done, we'll go back, they'll come back and get the internet hooked up for me downstairs. It's back to projects. That phase 1's complete. I'm gonna invite the village, officials, to come in and take a copy of celebrate that. And then once phase 2 gets done, then I'd like to get Linda and I talked about having a community-wide grand opening.
Like a dedication.
I don't know who would dedicate. The village. Other than that, I stand for any questions.
The side-by-side, is it ready to go? Is not yet?
No, unfortunately, I've got the panels, body panels pulled off, and they're at distinctive ink right now, getting the decals made and put on. And without those, I have them tore apart because I'm putting the lights and everything on. The other part of the equipment is due in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna have to end up taking it down to back to Albuquerque to have it installed. And after that, it'll be ready to go for this weekend. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
The one and only police chief.
Oh, I stand corrected. We can have donuts.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mayor, member of the board, and I haven't been here 2 months. I do apologize. I'm a bit rusty. Just to go over that, so you guys know where I've been at. Had some trainings. I'll cover a little bit, and part of the other thing is you saw the truck we got out there from Sandoval County. Part of an agreement that I had the sheriff out in Sandoval was assisting them with some of their DWI refreshers. We got the same hookup with Acoma PD. I assisted with the DWI refresher. We're all hurt for squads. So we got the pickup, I said I'd assist with that training, and I just found out Acoma PD, talking to their chief constable, they got 6 new chargers, and he's hoping he could donate us 1, possibly 2 2013 pickup trucks. So that's where my services are going. So I do apologize if you didn't see me here the last couple of meetings, but I assure you it's beneficial to the department and the village. So, yes, and we do have the new charger we got that's being put together out in Albuquerque at Cibola Dodge and Whack Outfitters. So we're slowly starting to build our fleet up. We'll have some backups and some squads, and we should be in decent shape. We got the grant for 1, and then obviously getting possibly 2 more vehicles at no cost. Well, exchanging for training. 3 vehicles donated to us through an intergovernmental, that's Canada's area expertise, so appreciate it, but it helps out to have those vehicles in backup. So that's where I've been at. I do apologize. I know like a couple of you missed me. So I think you have my report and animal control reports and code enforcement. We have code enforcement and animal control. We did hire somebody last month for AC. Only last few days, whatever issues he had going on personal or whatever. But you know, for the couple days he was there, he was doing an excellent job. So we are very confident our new animal control officer that starts Monday with we're going to talk about. It's going to do well. So. Her report, she does have some animals recovered, 6. She's deployed some traps. She's had a issue with some of the traps that the former code enforcement / AC ordered. They were breaking, so we got to get her some better ones. So she put in a quote or an estimate for those, so we got to get those going. She's issued a lot of warnings. We got some permits down and some meetings. She has a lengthy paragraph at the bottom there, but I think the important note to the paragraph is the training she attended up at Taos. She was able to obtain a grant that paid for her training and her hotel. So that saved us some money on the budget. And my understanding is an excellent training that's going to be beneficial to her, our department, and the village. So anytime we can get a training like that, get grants with cost free. I mean, there's a little bit of cost, but the training and hotel was free, so it's very good on her part. Take care of that. We should have our reports. We should have our reports. Numbers, you know, they've been staying pretty consistent. Big one that I always look at is the auto accidents. We're down 2 from last month, which is great. Ideally, we'd like to have 0, but I've been coming out a little bit more at night. Most of these accidents are happening over our 2 truck stops. I'm trying to figure out what we could do. When we had the fatal on I-40 a couple weeks ago, I came out at night for quite a few hours, and it was a bit of a mess. We were constantly kicking people out of there in parking spots, and I know a lot of our businesses complain during the day, but at night it's even worse. So trying to figure out a plan there. Maybe some operations, but it's something that's concerning, especially when you pull out of the gas station, Chevron or Bakiba, and if they're lined up there and you don't kick them out, if someone's coming out, someone's gonna hit somebody. So we gotta do our best to keep that clear. But these flock cameras we have are great; they're outstanding. And one tool that we have with these cameras is we could track traffic in that area. We got an additional camera that hopefully set up in that area by Loves that showed them on the traffic, but we just added one by petrol. And from October 1st to October 12th, 53,000 vehicles passed that camera in 12 days. So most of those are probably semis. I'm sure at Loves it's going to be a big number as well. So that's a lot of traffic that we're dealing with in those truck stops. I mentioned these cameras. I am in talks with Loves management, and I just met with one of their higher ups today that's trying to figure out a way where they'll get on board with these cameras. There's some grants with Walmart and Flying J that pays for these cameras for the community. So right now the money's coming out of our LEPF, but if we can get on board with Loves, get them on this program, we might get these cameras taken care of us at no cost out of our LEPF, or we could use that money for additional equipment and training. So just early stages today. I meet with a rep from Flock next week, and I'm gonna pitch the idea to her. And, the head guy said $2,500 a camera for a year should be no issue. And he kind of joked because they're 600 stores national. So hopefully that comes through and we'll get that taken care of. We mentioned animal control starting on Monday. Should do really well. I was very impressed with him in his interview. We had 3 very good applicants, interviewed well, and it was a tough choice, but I think he's going to do really good. Just like grants, we've had a string of burglaries in the community. We're doing our best to, be out there, be patrol, but some of the problems we have is we got to think outside the box. Whether we come out and we've talked about doing operations where we dress down or just walk around. We have some bikes, but we're not trained. We're supposed to have some training to ride those bikes and patrol if you're going to use it. But walking around, I think the problem is patrolling with a vehicle. They see the lights, they're going to dip out and push it, they'll do what they need to do. So we got some plans. Hopefully that comes together. But we did make an arrest on the burglary at Ortega's Profane. Sergeant Glenda did an excellent job, and got all the information, got warrants, and took care of that. We're always looking for training. It's important. We got myself and Sergeant Glenda in a leadership class. His is through CNM out in Albuquerque, through the college, and just talking to him, he's learning a bunch. And mine's through Northwestern University, and it's a tough course, but I am learning so much. And I've already discovered some things where we have been lucky with some of the stuff that has been neglected. We're getting taken care of them as soon as we can. We've already taken care of some stuff, but it needs to be done. And I'd say without this training, I wouldn't have been aware of it. And I don't think the past chiefs, past 20-something years, was aware of what's needed to be done. So great class. I mean, I've been very impressed. So, conference that I mentioned that I attended, where I missed one of these meetings. It's something DWI, drug recognition expert related, where I got my refresher. But these conferences are great because I met a excellent district attorney out of Albuquerque. That's any assistance we need, search warrants, advice, anything that we come across that our DAs can handle, additional contact. We've got a advanced roadside impaired driving course scheduled for next year that I got with our state coordinator on. There was a very powerful message from a brother. He lost his brother through a drunk driver, and I got with him, and I'm hoping to bring him out here for some additional training, because it's always important, because sometimes you forget why it's important to go after these drivers that are high and drunk, and we all got families, so it's a good reminder of why we got to go after people that are doing it. So, I think that's it. I try to keep it short and sweet, the best that I can. Questions for me?
Questions? No? Thank you.
Before
Thanks.
you
Leave here, but don't leave.
Oh, okay. One thing I didn't know if I should mention or not, but you noticed the badges. Our young guy had an excellent idea on ordering them. Trustee Lopez, I did speak with him 2 months ago, or 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I do want to commend you, a warrior. That great story. So I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you.
Before you leave, Chief, were you guys able to take the camera off of Airport Road?
Yes. They the pole's still there, but they're not too concerned.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, members of the board, one thing I skipped whenever I was giving my report is that I'm gonna put Ms. Denise on the spot because she's projects. So take it away, my dear.
I'm gonna read it. If you guys have questions, stop me.
What are you reading?
Project updates. So Daniel already touched on the fire department. We're looking at a couple more weeks and it's good to go. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to go by, look at it. Looks great. Facility build has been easy to work with. We have questions, they get us answers. If something needs to be done, they get it done. He does have some remaining funding for his next round of construction. He's been working on all that. I haven't had to help him with grant funding or anything. He has $90,000 left on this grant or this loan/grant that he can use towards the construction of the next phase. So, Airport Road Phase 1. We're waiting for numbers on the water line conflict/replacement. Then we'll need a decision to be made on the lighting. So when you all voted on the lighting, you made the decision contingent upon the water line. As soon as I get the amount of what it's going to cost for the water line, instead of doing the portion, we decided to do full roadway since it's conflict all the way up. We can use grant money for that. Once they give us numbers, we'll have to make some calls and make some decisions. Let's see. Contractors are working on excavation now to install storm drains. They're running into a lot of lava, so it's caused extra time. They're still on schedule, but the rain's not helping. It's a swampy mess. A lot of days when they come out here, they can only do so much. So hopefully that doesn't cause any major delays. They're still on schedules. Right now we stand with $452,000 left in that project. So with the water line and the lights, I'm sure that's going to go quick. Water meters. We got a $40,000 grant from the state. This is not a project, just a purchase, but it's being tracked like a project because of the funding. Joe Ray found the meters, got us pricing. We went ahead and placed the orders. So we've got 109 3/4 inch, 6 1-inch, and 2 2-inch were ordered. Joe Ray, Eugene, and Julian are currently installing those. They're trying to teach the new guys how to install those as they go. Hopefully they can get all those in. Those will be the ones that, what are they called? Census, where you just drive by them and it reads them.
Every drop of water that goes through.
Yes. So, alleviate some of the loss.
I've actually got to see those in action, and they are really efficient.
Yeah.
We had a guy that had a leak on his side. Well, he didn't know it at the time, but we went to check the meter, and we're looking at the meter, and it was showing 0.02 gallons was going through. So that's nothing. We're picking it up.
See it. So hopefully they can get to those as quick as possible around the other stuff. Public works equipment. We got $100,000 from capital outlay. So far we've purchased a mower. The guys were able to find one. Unfortunately, it was in Texas, but we had to commit to it, so we had to send them out there to look at it before we made the purchase. You guys approved the purchase in September. Right now, I'm looking for a small dump truck, hopefully to find one with a blade connection in the front and a salt spreader in the back. Take care of 3 pieces instead of 1.
And we're also looking at the type where we don't have to have CDLs.
So it'll be a smaller one. So if they have to transport material when they go pick up loads from the state, sometimes they have to go out to Sky City or Skyway, that exit there. That way they can send anyone. It doesn't have to be a certain driver. Cottonwood Drive, we got a grant agreement from Transportation Project. We have an agreement in place with Smith Engineering that you all approved last month. This will be a design, water, sewer, drainage, curb, gutter, roadway, sidewalk, striping, start to finish. The survey crew's already been out, started taking some pictures of the area, some of the grading and stuff. We did have one of the residents come in earlier this week, and she did say that there's a lot of semi-traffic on that road because they're trying to sleep there. So that's part of the problem. That's what's causing it to cave the way it is. Police department vehicle, we received $50,000 from capital outlay. The Charger was purchased in September and we're waiting for the vehicle to be upfitted. Chief touched on that as well. Fire department off-road vehicle, fire chief touched on that one. Swimming pool, that's a big one. So far, we have replaced valves, sand filter was repaired and refinished, pool pumps were replaced. The insurance delayed us quite a bit on the repair of the building. What happened was it froze, a water line busted, damaged a lot of the sheetrock, a lot of the ceiling tiles. Construction company finished with that in August. Then we went out for bidding through CES. The roofing company has ordered the material. They have an estimated 90 to 110 days for delivery. This is going to be the center portion of the vehicle, so it's between the fun room and the swimming pool. We have an anticipated start date of March 1st, which doesn't cover us for the winter, but unfortunately with material, that's the best we can get. Once the roof is in place, we have the contract with B&D to get the heating and cooling system replaced. That'll be full replacement. So the old units will be thrown out and the new units will be installed. The main focus on that project now is to seek future funding for the roof over the main building of the swimming pool. We've expended all the funding that was given to the state. We didn't want to sit on it and lose chances of getting future funding for it. We were denied last legislative request, so we're going to go out again, try it again. The roof is old, and the last round of bids we had came in at close to $1 million. So I don't know what we're going to do as far as funding for that. Kearns Field. We have a fencing company scheduled for November 4th to get the backstop in place for the second baseball field. That'll keep them from hitting the balls, hopefully over to the neighbors' houses. We're waiting for a quote from our on-call electrician to get the wiring redone for the restrooms. That'll also come out of that grant. The lift station. So the design for the Stanley lift station was on the agenda. I do need 2 of you to step up to be on those progress meetings. We're looking at, with the task order being approved tonight, we should have the full design package available in February to us, and then we can go out for bid with that. I'm sure at that time, Wilson and Company will want to do construction management for us, so we'll have a different task order for that. So do 2 of you want to sit on that committee, or?
How often do they meet?
Once they get the design started, they'll have 3 progress meetings throughout the duration. So just depends on what's needed, what decisions they need from us.
And you just report.
I'm retired, so I'll do it.
Yeah, it's just so that I have board input when we have the meetings. So I know you're working now, so kind of one of your.
If I could do it, if I could do it on phone, that's fine with me. I mean, I could try to make it in person, but if it's gonna be phone, it'll have to be phone.
Okay,
But
we
I'm
can
okay
do
with
over
that.
the phone, and then I can just send you the pictures of whatever there's
That's
displayed.
fine with me. Yeah, just send them to the tablet and I'll get them there.
Okay, that's it for active projects. Anticipated projects, we have Airport Phase 2 for the bridge, Airport Phase 3, which covers from the Rio 2 motel. We've already approved the funding, we're just waiting for the state agreement. Water system improvements was part of the packet you approved tonight. Sewer system improvements, we're working on that one. And then the 2 council of governments agreements that you authorized tonight for Horizon and 122 BF and BNSF railroad crossing. One more, soccer field. So I handed you guys out a schedule for the soccer field. Looks like this came directly from the contractor. This is not from the engineer. So it looks like on 10/24, which is next Monday. They'll be on site to extend the building layouts away from site prep, locate rough-ins, locate retention ponds, soils proctor. I'm not sure what that means. They're going to install the temporary fence and bring in their storage for their equipment. Do you guys have any questions on that? Were you able to read through it yet? I did ask Brett to be on standby. If you guys have any questions for the engineer, I can call him.
We are tired of this.
Sorry.
So the bathrooms and that, the
Everything's on order.
concrete pad,
I'm sorry.
the pads to put the storage units on.
So right now what he has, he's got to do the excavation for sewer and water first. And then he'll do the dirt work for the building. He's got to build it up to put the concrete on top of it. So we're looking at probably end of November for concrete. Yeah. Depending on the weather, of course. But at least we've got some dates now, some kind of movement. I did tell them that the board was not happy and they needed to do something. Told them a few times. So.
Can I, just a little suggestion or something. I see Manuel running around in the little lawnmower. Is there any way that they could get like a small little trailer for him so he can save wear and tear on that lawnmower? Because he goes from here and then to the school and then across the road and to Kearns.
They have a trailer. I don't know if it's small.
Uh,
But I know they've got
Using it.
yeah,
got
'cause
trailers. I don't know.
that'll save a lot of wear and tear on that lawnmower.
Oh, he doesn't, okay.
He doesn't have a trailer.
He does, he has a trailer,
He just doesn't.
it takes time to load it.
Yeah.
You drive it all the way up to
Okay, I'm done on projects. If you guys have any questions.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, that's a good update.
Okay, now we go to the board comments. We start with Trustee Mercer.
I'd like to welcome Leanne as the Recreation Director. Also, all the hard work that's been done with our finances and keeping us on track. And all the village employees for all they're doing to make us fiscal responsible and just keep us on a straight path. Thank you.
Trustee Archuleta.
I'll just echo what Trustee Mercer said. Thank you all for being here tonight, waiting through this long night. It's good to see people here. It really is, after not having very many people or not even having any contact with people for a while there. I apologize for my tardiness and missing the first part of the meeting. I was at a work event, meeting for work, so I'm glad I got to catch the last of it. Let's have fun this weekend. We've got the pumpkin patch coming up. These ladies have worked hard, and the guys have worked hard getting things ready. So let's come out. I hear good things. There's gonna be a lot of vendors this year. So come out and enjoy it. If you're not doing nothing Sunday, we're gonna have the Santa Claus having their fiestas también. So go out and check those out if you guys got time. High school tonight, I don't know how they're doing. I haven't heard nothing yet. Boys are playing senior night. So wish them well. Hopefully they pulled one out. Other than that, that's all I got.
Thanks, sir. Trustee Lopez.
I just want to do a shout out for Breast Cancer Month. This month is Breast Cancer Month. And I'm sure all of you are aware. Thanks to the chief for his officers wearing the pink badge that they got. And a shout out to all of the survivors and prayers to the ones that they lost, loved ones. Just stay safe. I know COVID's bad out there again. I want to welcome Leanne as Parks Director. And thanks to all the employees for your hard work and dedication. It really shows. And hopefully everybody goes out to the pumpkin patch. The pumpkin patch. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Brembalo.
Well, I just want to add to, thank you, Leanne, for coming in and helping us out, working hard. I know you've done a lot of bringing ideas to the board, to us, so thank you for that. I do want to say, don't forget the pumpkin patch. We'll all be out there working and greeting all the kids, enjoying pumpkins. I feel like we spent a lot of money tonight on the paper, so.
On paper, yeah.
So we did a good job. Thank you all.
Oh.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. First off, I really want to thank and congratulate our employees for such a fine job. They're really doing it. If you can go up and down the streets, they look good. And we are, most of the time, we don't have a full crew, but they do an excellent job, you know, and the growth over here too. And I also went, I don't know if you noticed, but the three of us that are sitting up here are dressed in pink. And it's this is October is breast cancer awareness month, and we do have survivors. We have Trustee Lopez is one of the survivors. My wife is one of the survivors, and there's quite a few. The more people donate to the cause, the more survivors we're going to have, and it's a devastating disease. So, fall sports are almost over, and regardless if they win or lose, we should always support our youth. You know, it's not just a matter of winning, a matter of always trying to win, always trying to do whatever it is. They're trying hard. You know, it's not that easy. People that haven't played the sport, they should try it sometime. The volleyball, girls volleyball, if they win out tonight and two of the last three games, they'll be going to state. If they win two of the last three games, let's hope they do. I have quite a few condolences, and most of the condolences that I do are for residents of the village of Milan. First one is for Mr. Ray Ortega and his family. Passing of his wife, Lala. She was a terrific person. If you ever met her, you'd know why. She's every now and then she would tell you what she thought, but it was still good. Also, the family of Mr. Pinkston. I don't know if you all know Mr. Pinkston, Day and Night Market. He was a good friend of mine. I always friendly, always wanted to talk, and to his family also, and also to the family of the priest here at in Grants Milan area. They are members of the parish that he served. Condolences to him, to his family. If you can donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital or any charity of your choice, please do so. November 11th is Veterans Day, so if you make it a point, whenever you see a veteran, thank him or her for their service and sacrifices. It's not that easy. And God bless America, and God bless the village of Milan. Now we go to the announcements. Yes, sir.
I forgot to mention, now that you mentioned the sports, the youth and kids, we did, I coach a youth football team, 10 to 12 year olds, as well as Mayor's nephew. He's nephew, right? David?
Mm-hmm.
So we had enough kids this year come out for tackle football for 10 and 12 year olds. We had over 40 kids come out. We made two teams, so we're both coaching teams. We did talk to the rec and got the opportunity to play at the high school tomorrow night at 6:30 under the lights. So it's pretty exciting for the kids. If you guys got time, go by, check it out. It's a free game, but it's going to be fun for the kids. And that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, sir. Now for the announcements. Pumpkin Patch will be October 22nd from 10 to 4. Planning and Zoning, November 3rd at 4:30. We have a special meeting November 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And a regular meeting, November 17th at 5:30. And if nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I second the motion.
Motion by trustee Archuleta, second by Mayor Pro Tem Brumble. Mayor Pro Tem Brumble,
Yes.
trustee Lopez.
Yes.
Trustee Archuleta,
Yes.
trustee Mercer.
Yes.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.